Hey, yeah,
No,
ambient kills
no,
COVID.
not anymore. Airport's the cleanest place on the planet, dude. If you're gonna go anywhere and
They
like
are now.
that's
There's
where you
no.
want to
First
lick
of all, there's nobody there, and they hose the whole thing down.
every 30
Probably
seconds.
every 30. I was gonna say 30 minutes to an hour, but yeah, they're going through and cleaning house.
I just saw on
That's probably the
Facebook.
cleanest place to be.
I just saw on Facebook a little bit ago. Southwest is doing like their Southwest Promise or something, where no middle seats, and they literally, like you said, hose the airplane down in between every flight.
Every flight.
Yeah.
So, and they're offering like $33 trips.
I don't understand that. So I don't know any of the other airlines that are doing that, but like Southwest, you're doing no middle seat. Why? You're still the other guy, instead of the guy being 3 inches, if that, you're touching the guy next to you. Now you're 2 feet away from the other guy, and then you're still in the aisle. Like you got people passing you. Like obviously I'm on the right side of the plane. I guess over there, it looks like I'm on the. Anyway,
we got it.
So you're looking at, you're still close. I don't understand the rationale. And there was something, the study that came out that talked about you're actually probably cleaner because of all the measures. You're clean in the air, in the plane, recycled good air and all that stuff. Well, I guess the question is, you guys think that these measures are just smoke and mirrors? I guess is the question or comment. Or do you really think there's merit?
The specific airlines are taking certain steps to where they can market themselves as being the quote unquote safest airline to travel.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of.
I know you got to do something. You have to do something, but in such a tight space, and we're talking the free market, like you can't hold these companies' feet to the fire. You're talking about the free market. They got to do something though. Well, but at the same time, they're a business, so they have to make money. So how do you?
Well, here's here's where I think the case study started in 2003 when SARS 1 hit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There was a 737. I want to say it was 737-500. So it had none of the new, had old pneumatics on it, no HEPA air filter. That almost, I'd say, I can't speak for every fleet, but I know my airline's got a ton of them on there. And it didn't push as much air out and in and all that stuff. Didn't have a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same nuance that the new airplanes do with how they get rid of air quickly. Yeah. I mean, they exchange the entire cabin in 3 minutes is the average for across fleets, which is insane to me. But and that's why I always say it's not recycled air. It's just compressed air off. And you try to explain it to a non-pilot. And like, oh, they just keep all that air. I go, no, that's not how that works. But I see your point.
Okay.
But the interesting part when they did the contact tracing on the cases that came out of that, one dude was sick, and there were 16. I'm not going to get the numbers right, but they're going to be ballpark close for the conversation. 16 to 19 people were exposed, and only like 6 people actually got sick on an airplane that had like 135 people on it. And that's
how close were those people to that guy?
No masks.
This is 2003.
This is 2003.
In like Indonesia, who knows? So maybe there's probably 7 to 10 Chinese, and maybe 3 people from Hong Kong who always wear masks all the time, and then everybody else was, you got vacationers, Australians, it's Indonesia. You're talking literally every single kind of person from the Pacific and Asian area where they're on that airplane. And there just wasn't that many cases and this guy was infectious at the time and coughing. And he was not masked. He had nothing on. And probably
did it say if the people that got infected were just around him or they were?
Yeah. Well, so the big thing they said was when they showed a seat map, and it was really bizarre. They showed that the people that were infected were within 6 meters. So that's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing it was nobody behind, everybody in front, and it was the seats. So if let's say I'm sitting in the window seat, which I think that's where he was. Again, I don't remember all the details of the story.
Great story then. That's great. How this is going well then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just nailing it. So it was a guy but probably the person right in front, center, and then it was the next window up those 3 people were the sick ones from what I remember from the story. And then there was a couple other people who got sick but didn't there was not hospitalization, which was rare with SARS-CoV-1 or whatever. So you hear that and you're going, well, airplanes not, and they, how many news stories, which I don't know how much you can trust that stuff anyways, say you're not going to get sick on an airplane. It's these mass indoor gatherings that people like going to a dance club, like happened in Florida with those 14 or 19 girls who got sick out at a bachelorette party, went to a dance club. Like that's where they're showing these are the mass kind of spread events or super spread events or whatever. So
hope it was worth it, ladies. Hope it was worth it.
It would probably behoove the airlines to do like a test. If they could find 200 volunteers and
throw somebody with COVID-19,
one person with COVID, and do two tests, one with everybody wearing masks, one with nobody wearing masks, and go into a 14-day quarantine.
Oh, sorry,
that's tragic.
Well, they're gonna have to pay. You know what? They're gonna have to pay everybody.
Yeah. So pay everybody $1,000 to do it, $500, whatever. And if you can prove that, nobody gets sick, and everybody's, all right, airlines are safe. Okay. We're all wearing masks. It's safe. This dude, you know what I mean? Like it's a small price to pay.
That's a super valid point. Here's the problem. There's nothing to travel to.
You don't have to travel. You take off and land in the same spot. Just go fly around for an hour and a half.
No. I mean, there's nothing to go do and see.
That's not true.
Everything is closed. Disney is opening at 50% capacity. Unless you don't have a ticket, you can't get in Disney until March of 2021 or April.
People have family that they haven't seen in 3 months.
I'm talking, Tyler, you're talking onesie twosies. I'm talking mass events. Like
a 30% increase would be huge.
Yeah, but passenger throughput last year was 2.7 million people a day.
And we're at 600,000
We're at 600,000. We're 2 million off that. You're not going to get 2 million people going to get their families or go visit their families.
I think you're underestimating how bad people want to get out of their house. Brandon, go.
What's throughput?